What's in a hairstyle? Let's evaluate Harper Stern's evolution through her hairstyles. Hi, if this is your first time seeing me, my name is Brittany and I discuss all things power, influence, and conflict through the lens of entertainment. And Harper Stern is one of my top 5 favorite characters in entertainment. We are going to do an in-depth analysis of Harper, but first, we'll examine it through her hair. So this is season 1 Harper Stern. She looks so sweet and innocent here, but like her hair, there's extensions to her. This is Harper Stern season 1. She looks so sweet, right? Like a sweet little ingenue in this picture. We see that her hair is being maintained in micro braids. She does revisit them. However, the micro braids at this point in time are a little bit fuzzy at the root, not well maintained, and that speaks to really how she's living life. She is kind of hanging on by a thread, but she's dedicating each and every last ounce of her focus to her job. And that's because Harper doesn't have time for personal maintenance. This is a dog-eat-dog situation. And she, like the other first-year associates at Pure Point, are quite literally fighting for their lives, fighting for their position, fighting for their role. Now, micro braids are extensions. It is meant to artificially lengthen your hair. And here we see that the artifice for Harper Stern is well represented in her micro braids, because what we learn over the course of season 1 is that Harper didn't actually graduate from the school that she mentioned. And so by the end of season 1, we see that Harper is forced to leave Pure Point despite the fact that she's a high performer, despite the fact that she's incredibly intelligent, despite the fact that, like her braids, there's an attempt to keep it all together. Everything unraveled. And who she is, or more or less who she isn't, is revealed. That brings us to Season 2, we see that Harper is still trying to keep it together. She's allowed to come back to Pure Point due to her high performance. However, we see that her hair, while not artificially lengthened, it is kept back, pinned back, pulled up, put into a bun. Harper is herself, and she is trying to keep certain aspects of herself contained. We see this bun all throughout season 2. We see her in front of her Bloomberg terminals, trying to keep it together. We see a billionaire that she's able to forge a relationship with because Harper is, at her heart, a disruptor. She tries to fit in. She tries to keep who she is contained again through that bun. But by the end of season 2, Harper is letting it all out. We see this beautiful fro. It's styled to the side. We love that. We see that her ends have been recently trimmed. They're coming together in a nice end. And so we see that she is no longer afraid to be who she is. She's a viper. She's not going to hide her true nature. And we see that through her hair. Now let's move on to season 3. Having revealed who she is and really having reconciled with who she is, who she wants to be, and who she's had to let go of, i.e. her twin brother, she cuts it all off. She's still natural, she's still in this state, but she's let go of all of the external expectations. We see her style evolve as well. We'll get to that. But for now, I want to focus on her hair because at this point, Harper has decided to let it all go. And she's still being true to herself, but she's released the expectations, especially when it comes to femininity and presenting oneself and having long hair as a proxy for femininity. We see that she has released each and every last one of those expectations, and she's stepping into her own. And now we're in season 4. Of course, I love, love, love this picture. We're back to the braids. Why are we back to the braids? Well, her hair is swept away from her face. Again, Harper doesn't have time to deal with the maintenance, right? She's a very serious person. She is focused on getting to where she wants to be. Thus, again, going back to the braids are relatively low maintenance, sweeping them back from her face so that you can see that she's very serious, she's focused, she's not looking to appeal to anybody else's external versions of beauty. But these braids are way more well maintained, they're not fuzzy, they're tight at the scalp, and we see her coming back to those braids, to me, signifies that she is back to trying to meet someone else's expectations. She's doing so with an air of wealth and panache. She has way more self-confidence in herself. But again, with these braids, this is her trying to keep things all together with her short only fund. And we see that she is trying to meet the expectations of a billionaire. Whether or not she's going to be able to do that, we see from the first episode, it seems to be quite a bit of conflict, quite a bit of tension. But overall, this is Harper Stern, serious, self-composed, confident, and trying to make her way. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I look forward to discussing her fashion and more Harper Stern analysis soon. Bye.